Governor Newsom laying out new guidelines to reopen more of the California economy. Those Phase 2 guidelines allow offices where telework is not possible to reopen with physical distancing. Shopping malls, strip malls, outlet malls, they can begin offering curbside pickup. And car washes, pet grooming businesses, and botanical gardens may reopen with restrictions. The governor also laid out guidelines for in-restaurant dining once that is allowed. KPIX5 reporter Wilson Walker live in San Francisco with the new rules for restaurants. Wilson?
Well, Alan, those new rules are exhaustive. Yes, your server will be wearing a mask. The rules even apply to how and when you might be able to go to the bathroom. And for restaurant owners, they really have no choice but to abide by all of these rules because, let's face it, takeout and delivery is not going to pay the bills.
You're immediately going to be losing money if you do not have people sitting in your chairs in your restaurant. I mean, we've been doing takeout, but we've, lost 75% of our revenue.
They are trying their best to take out, and today the ownership team at Zazie got its first glimpse of what dine-in might look like. Many of the state's guidelines, detailed instructions on sanitation.
We had been talking about that before, the salt and peppers and the silverwares and all of those things. I mean, they're a little annoying nuances, but those things can be dealt with.
The most critical section, distancing.
Space is just going to be the biggest challenge.
Capacity is the bottom line, but instead of capacity limits, the state wants all tables 6 feet apart, so let the puzzle work begin.
Our ideal was to have 8 tables in here, 8 tables out on the patio somehow. Realistically, now we're realizing we're probably going to have to get rid of like a couple more tables than we had anticipated.
For every restaurant, a different puzzle, and for some there will be very few solutions. Zazie is lucky to have a patio now serving as a storage area.
If you don't have an outdoor dining space and you are limited to the inside confines of your restaurant, I don't even know what to tell you. I don't know how you will survive.
It will take weeks just to figure out how to make this all work, if it can. And then there is another concern, one shared by both restaurant owners and the governor.
None of this means anything if customers don't feel safe.
So our takeout business might still be flourishing, and then while trying to do a full service restaurant at a limited capacity, it's a lot of challenges.
Okay, here's what I think might be the most interesting little part of the guidelines issued today by the state. It mentions bars, which of course have not been talked about yet, but it says that if bars can contract with a restaurant to serve food, they might be able to serve. So if like the bar right next to Zazie here, if the knuckleheads here could get their act together, partner with the restaurant and serve food, it seems to be that they could perhaps open. So how many bars are trying to figure out a partnership with a restaurant tonight? Now remember, all of this is contingent on the Bay Area loosening up its rules. We're talking about state rules. The counties in the Bay Area, at least 6 of them, have been more stringent. So state, county, and then maybe we start to see some loosening up and the situation we just described in your local restaurant. We are live in San Francisco. Wilson Walker, KPIX5.